e pisciaiole, fruttaiole, con tutta gente rorio.
There's just been so much happening in the Calcio world since we last spoke here on the Calcio Guys with Adreano and Gianni Della Colli. I'm Nicholas Di Giovanni. We had Coppa Italia. Yep. We had two derbies, if you want to call them, in the Serie A.
Yep. I think it's fair to call them now derbies, because one's like an unofficial one, because it's always the first and second place team for the past 5 seasons now.
Yeah, it's not an official derby, but
we can consider it now. There's a rivalry between the two.
Yeah, I mean,
and a very strong one as well.
Yeah, it's been a while, 5 years, as long as I've been following the Serie A religiously. It's always been Napoli-Juventus, has always been a big game. Obviously, Roma-Lazio, a lot more history.
Yeah, yes, of course, definitely.
And then last week. You want to start off with Coppa Italia? We had one game that was just a snooze fest.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. Actually, you know what? Since one of them is Adri's team, Adri, do you want to take away Lazio and Milan? You want to start us off?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, snooze fest. That's the best way to describe it, in my opinion. After our show, we had the luxury to watch it. So shout out to DAZN here.
It wasn't on DAZN.
No, it was not. But
shout out to Reddit.
Shout out to Reddit, but shout out to DSN regardless, because they catch
Footy bites.
They got everything culture related. But snooze fest. I mean, Milan. We expected so much more as Milan fans, seeing their hot form and this string of good results, and they got into the Coppa Italia. I figured they would at least get on the scoreboard, but they couldn't. They looked a little sluggish. They looked a little tired, but. You know what? It wasn't, I guess, the worst possible result for them. They really need to come out strong in the second leg there. But if they do, and if they can, turn the tides a bit, I think they can get out of that.
But Milan needs to be careful, though, because this is a blessing and a curse in a sense, because their first game was on the road. They could have been nice if they actually would have got a goal or two. But so going back home for the second leg, you got the crowd behind you, you got the motivation. Yeah. But you can't draw, because every goal Lazio scores, you basically need to score one more.
Yeah, they only draw. They can only do the 0-0. They go to extra time and whatever, maybe penalties.
And it's definitely not going to be 0-0.
I think straight penalties. Does it go to straight penalties or does it go to extra time?
I think there's extra time.
There's extra time. Whatever. That's the only possible draw that they can hope for, I guess. But they definitely need to get on the scoreboard and put some past Strakosha.
Yeah, I think that Lazio definitely has the advantage, considering they didn't allow an away goal. So now they pretty much control the away goals rule. Any goal scored now at the San Siro is going to be to their advantage. But second leg is April 24th.
Yeah.
So a long way away. But the other game, the other semifinal in the Coppa Italia, that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Chiesa's going to nip that off the toe, and Chiesa's in here. Has he got the legs to go all the way? Looks as though he has. Chiesa, Fiorentina are back in the game. Lafont should have that. He punches it in the end. And it's thundered back in with interest. Atalanta are back in front. Martin Deron, and yet another twist in this remarkable game. Ball to Chiesa, Muriel in the middle, rolled across, Muriel's there, and it's 3-3. The goals are raining in at the Artemio Franchi.
We're actually going to have a lot of Fiorentina talk today. We're going to have Giancarlo Rinaldi join us later, all the way from Scotland, to talk about Davide Astori, who unfortunately, as we know, passed away 1 year ago yesterday. Yep. So he's going to talk about his legacy and then obviously Fiorentina's season. But they said it. They want to win the Coppa Italia for their former captain, for Astori. And, a 3-3 draw at home isn't the worst thing ever, but 3 road goals allowed is tough when you're going back to Bergamo.
So basically any draw for Atalanta at home up to 3 is fine for them. Yeah. So they have a nice cushion for it. But honestly, watching that game live was it was amazing to watch. I think the standout MVP for Fiorentina was Chiesa. He demonstrated once again why, in my personal opinion, that he's the best Italian player today. And at the age of 21 years old, it's crazy. The guy his goal, he just basically overpowered a defender and just like, it's like a typical FIFA 19 goal. You just hold down the R trigger, you sprint, and then you just put it in the corner of the net. But Ilicic for Atalanta really stood out that game too. He was, I think, Atalanta's best player that game, and it was great to see both teams flex their offensive muscles that they can do and demonstrate why they're teams that should eventually become top-tier teams in Serie A.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I mean, we all knew it was going to be an offensive showing with these two teams. I think Atalanta is second behind Juve for goals scored, I think, in the Serie A. So, I mean, we knew it was going to be offensive showing. Going back to your point on Chiesa, I agree. I mean, he is fearless. He takes on his man, and he has that confidence and courage, and it's so refreshing to see that at such a young age that he has that courage and that fearlessness to take on his man and to really get those scrappy goals to put on those runs. It's just amazing to see for a young kid like that. I hope to God that translates over to the national team when that does come around. I've said it time and time again. With the national team, we need guys like that. So I'm applauding Chiesa because he's really stepped up. He's kind of I guess a silent leader as well on the pitch and off the pitch. So for Chiesa and for Fiorentina, it's great.
Okay, so you want to go Derby della Capitale first, and then we'll take the other derby to the other side of the break.
You really want to torture me this entire show, don't you?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the best weekend for you. Let's put it that way.
No, it's not. Side note, I think one of my headphones.
Yeah. I heard that too, Gianni. Don't worry.
Okay, so basically,
This guy.
Roma Lazio. Full props to Lazio. They really came out guns blazing, and they came out showing why they wanted to win the derby. Whereas Roma in the back end were showing why, like as much he's not that great, but Manolas is a good defender, and not having him that game costed them so much.
Oh. One Jesus looked like a U12 player.
Yeah, just watching him walk in, and they pretty much embarrassed them, and I felt bad for Robbie Olsen because it wasn't completely his fault. Like one of them was a penalty shot. I believe he guessed in the right direction, if my memory serves correct. And, it was just unfortunate he couldn't get a reach on it. And the other one was just a beautiful play for Lazio. But really disappointing showing by Roma. And now Lazio's right at their heels to take over their spot for the Champions League qualification.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I said it last week about Manolas, going on your Manolas point. I'm convinced, and I know he's the rock in the back of that defense there. And when he's gone, they don't have the players to replace him. We saw it over the weekend. Fazio, as much as he's good, he's good when he plays with Manolas. By himself, being the number one guy, I don't think he's that type of player. So it was always going to be tough for Roma with defensively, at least. Olsen, another thing. Like, I mean, that last goal, he got both hands on it, and he still let it go behind them. I mean, it's tough for Olsen. We've seen it with Roma this whole season. It's been inconsistent, and you know what? Lazio came guns blazing, and they really wanted to win it because it means a lot in Rome for this derby. So you know what? It's great for them. I mean, it was great for them. They didn't even start with Immobile. Caicedo came in, and that was a beautiful goal, in my opinion.
And I was shocked they didn't play Mobile from the start. Maybe he was injured or something.
He was. I think he was nagging some sort of injury, and Caicedo filled in right away. So for me, that's great. Obviously, Mobile did come later and scored the penalty and announced his birth of his baby as well. So congratulations to him and his wife there. But no, it was just an all-around great game for Lazio.
Lazio's star, Lazio's hero, Lazio's talisman against Olsen. And it's 2-0! A goal that divides a city, but a goal that unites a club and its supporters. Milinkovic-Savic, lovely set-up! And the best goal of the bunch is saved for last. Cataldi!
That's what Lazio's
Goals.
last two goals sounded like.
Yeah.
Had trouble saying that one, including Mobile. I mean, I saw him do the celebration where he picked up the ball and put it in his stomach, and I thought, okay, maybe they're having a third, so congratulations to them. It's actually going to be a baby boy.
Yeah.
They had the gender reveal, and a little Ciro Mobile running around.
Yeah. Let's hope, hey.
Let's hope, and best of luck to them throughout this pregnancy. Baby number 3, it's not their first time, and it's not our first time doing the show. We're going to get back to Napoli-Juve.
Oh, man.
After the break, you're listening to the Calcio Guys on CJLO 1690.
It's a horrible ball from Malqui, and the goalkeeper's taken out Ronaldo, and the referee shows red. Oh, he scores. Well, he made that look as comfortable as a penalty kick. Really whipped into the bottom corner. Lorenzo Insigne against Wojciech Szczesny. No! Wraps back off the post.
Music to a Juventini ears. and heartbreak for Napoli. But you know what, Gianni?
Hey, Adri, what's worse, a Juventus fan or a Dallas Cowboys fan?
Dallas Cowboys. You guys are New England Patriots fans.
Doesn't matter. We don't rub. We don't frickin'. There we go.
Our excuses once again, Gianni.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It slipped. My bad.
It's okay. I mean, we're the Calcio Guys here, so we're gonna obviously say Juve, but
New England Patriots fans.
And yeah, we're gonna go quickly on here. This Juve game showed it again that Juve is the worst.
Why?
Juve is the worst.
Okay.
Why?
Okay,
because they miss a penalty.
Okay, well, no, let's go.
Okay,
so what do you want to start with in this game?
So yes, Malcui messed up terribly.
Terrible pass.
That was terrible. That was.
He should be buying a nice steak dinner for Meret after the game.
No, seriously. And actually, I don't think Malcui is going to be playing any games anytime soon. And I think Ancelotti's really going to bench him.
It sucks because he's actually stepped up. I found in these past couple.
He's got
games.
great feet.
Yeah,
he's got great feet. He's got great speed along on the wing there, and the guy is very flexible. He can play. I read up an interesting fact. They don't use him on that spot, but they can play right back. He can actually play defensively too if you have a 4-man back formation. But anyways, looking at that replay, at best, he slightly touches Ronaldo's leg.
He goes studs up into him.
I don't think.
Johnny, that's the rule. Come on.
I don't think he touched him. Honestly, I don't think he touched him.
Even if he doesn't touch him,
I could slide studs up all over the field if I want to, but if I don't, as long as I don't contact anybody, it's fine.
Okay, so you want to talk about no contact?
At most.
How about Pjanic's first yellow? There was no contact. There was still a lunge. Sometimes you do the lunge.
That was a makeup call. I felt like as if that was a makeup call because I didn't feel like as if.
Well, both of Pjanic's
even Insigne's penalty kick, but technically by the book that is a yellow. But in my opinion, that was a very soft yellow. I felt like as if the ref was.
Well, he didn't give a yellow to Alexandro.
He gave a yellow for the penalty shot because when you get a foul inside the box,
it was a handball. It was a handball.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still technically it's a foul. Handball is still it's still a foul.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, I think was that Pjanic's first ever red double yellow red.
No, I think he got one with Roma. I think he got one when he was with Roma. Don't quote me on that. But
because I remember reading some interesting things about that. But I mean, I at best he slightly touches him. At best,
go studs. That's the rule, though. You go for the last man back and you take him down, even if there is no contact. That's the rule. We saw that the day before where Piontek got patted on the shoulder.
Doesn't matter.
Took 2-3 steps and fell. It doesn't matter because it's Milan, right?
No. Because Piontek obviously clearly embellished.
But it's still a red. It's still red. So Ronaldo didn't embellish, but there was no contact.
Because there's actual evidence that he physically impeded him.
Yes, he still impeded him.
At best, looks like there's he's impeded. At best, Ronaldo does his best to avoid Meret.
He does, but because
I'm not even blaming Ronaldo here. I'm just blaming that was a very, very controversial call, and that when it comes to a very critical moment like that, VAR should step up and say something about that because that's a very, very crucial moment. You live by the VAR, you die by the VAR. But
I'm sure the VAR referee in the booth, unless he's having a sweet Napolitan coffee and a nice Napolitan lasagna, he checked that play. Yeah, but he told Gianluca Rocchi
or paid off by what family owns the Juventus again? I forget the Gianni family. Thank you for the reminder there.
Yeah.
No, but then
don't be a chooch, Danny.
Okay, fine. But in all seriousness, Napoli dominated the whole. Let's talk statistics.
Can we talk about that handball actually?
Can we talk about statistics? 63% possession of Napoli's favor.
I want to ask you guys what you thought about that handball
on Alexandro.
Yeah.
The thing is because his arm was stuck out. That's by the rule, by the book. That's a call. But
Adreano, you haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah, no, because I want to get what you guys get your frustrations out, like whatever. But for the handball on Alexandro, I do agree with Gianni on the sense that his arm obviously was out and in an awkward position, nowhere near his body. The only thing that kind of maybe tips it a bit more to his favor is that it does kind of graze his chest. Does it hit it or graze it? That's up for debate. Saying that that wouldn't result it being a handball if it does graze his chest. But then again, it goes back to the discretion of the referee, what the referee saw, and he didn't see that. And then when we were talking about the red card early on in the game with the Ronaldo Meret situation, that's what he had saw. I agree that the VAR should have been checked. We only had a silent check, but incidents like that should be looked at. I think and going back even to the Milan situation, I say it. I think they were both soft calls and pretty harsh for the Reds for both situations.
They might be soft, but they're consistent to the rule. At least the City A is consistent. That's one thing. Even with the handball, that's almost the exact same.
Did you just say City A is a consistent league in referee, and it's not.
It's not. Come on. He's only saying that because he's a Juve fan, but
because it's always been consistently in their favor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but in all seriousness, you have a point there.
No, the referees are not consistent. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, the Piontek situation, the hand clearly grabs Piontek and makes contact. Yeah. Whereas the Mahrez situation, at best, in a super slow motion, you see slight contact.
Yeah, but it's enough. That's the rule. You take down the last man back. But our guest a few weeks ago, Gregory Caltamanis, he tweeted out, Mahrez had two options. Allow Ronaldo to come in and shoot and probably score, or go after Ronaldo and risk the red plus a free kick outside the box, which, unfortunate for Napoli, ended up being in the back of their net. So there's two options there for a goalie. And when you're going out and you don't get the ball, it's always a red, and that's the rule. And back to the handball also, that's a very similar play to what we saw with Inter. Remember what I said?
So why wasn't a red card given when it was a Juve I think it was Juve Sassuolo?
Because Chesney got the ball. He got the ball.
Oh, yeah, with the guy's leg, too. With Jurch's leg,
No, go look at the replay. He got the ball. They actually went to the VAR. They did the whole check. He gets the ball.
So why was VAR used there, and yet VAR wasn't used in the rest?
Because there's more doubt. Guys, if you go to the doctor...
How's there more doubt?
I'm slightly confused.
Guys, if you go to the doctor, okay?
Yeah.
You break an arm.
You break an arm. I broke an arm. My arm's broken. I can't use it.
Your arm's broken, okay?
Oh, God. Yeah.
There's Dr. Di Giovanni and then there's Dr. DiNardo, okay?
What's up, Dr. DiNardo?
So I check your arm. I feel it. I'm like, okay, it's broken. But you also did an x-ray, and Dr. DiNardo in the x-ray room sees that it's broken too. I don't need to go to the x-ray room to check it. If Dr. DiNardo...
What the heck? What kind of doctor are you?
If Dr. DiNardo tells me, I don't know, there might be some doubt, come check it. I don't know if it's broken. That's when I go to the room. That's what VAR is. There's a VAR referee in a room, sitting down in front of a computer screen. If he sees what the ref sees, why waste time? Why go to the screen? If he says, I don't know, Mr. Rocky, there might be some doubt, go check the screen yourself. That's when the referee goes check the screen.
But you want to talk actual statistics here? Let's actually go away from the controversy. That was a game that Juve did not deserve to win.
No.
Even with a man down, Napoli had 63% possession and 11 shots. Unfortunately, only 3 on target, but 11 shots taken and so many close chances. They even subbed out Milik.
Yeah, they
even subbed out Milik to get Ospina in to replace Mahrez, and they still dominated offensively.
Well, yeah, because they brought in Mertens for the second half.
But prior to that, they were still dominating even the first half. Zielinski hit the post in the first half and missed a beautiful chance in the second half. I don't blame him because he's not used to getting offensive opportunities like that. And when the pressure's on, he's usually the secondary scoring guy. He's a support guy. He's not the primary.
Zielinski or Mertens?
Zielinski. He's not the primary because he got 2 great chances in the first half, and he's not that kind of guy to be the primary target man to get those offensive chances.
He's been getting into a different position more on the wing, I find.
Well, yeah,
he hasn't been more central.
And not to mention that now you take out Milik. Now you have to go with your wing. You have to go from a winging position offensive strategy. Anyways, long story short. It wasn't even a game that's what hurts the most. It was a game that Napoli even dominated and they lost.
Yeah. They also had a chance to tie it, and their captain misses the penalty.
Yeah, but I mean,
you know what's funny? It's sad. It's a sad or fun fact. I guess I don't know which way you want to look at it. Insigne has only missed 2 penalties in Serie A, both against Juventus.
Yeah, it probably gets in his head. It's probably in his head.
I mean,
that's the derby aspect of it.
I guess so. It's like imagine. I'm thinking about. It's like imagine myself taking a penalty shot against Montreal Canadiens or something. I think I would get cracked under the pressure or something.
Yeah. You'd miss regardless against any team, Gianni.
Let me have my moment, please.
Yeah. No, but going back on stats, I mean, you look at this game. If you didn't even watch the game, you just see the stats or whatever. You wouldn't have known it would have been 10 against 10. You didn't know there was all going to be all this controversy. You probably thought Napoli would have gotten a positive result, but you know what? That's what the Serie A brought this weekend in this game, and it was just unfortunate. I didn't really agree with Ancelotti taking off Milik for Ospina personally, but especially again against Juve, you need a result. I know, obviously, now the Scudetto race is, I probably would say, impossible to lose for Juve. They're 16 points clear at the moment.
The way they're playing right now, nothing's impossible.
Yeah, no, but regardless, they'll probably go on to win another Scudetto. Fine. I want to see what they do against Atletico the second leg, because that's what's going to either make or break their season, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens against Atletico.
Adrian's bringing up a good point. Juve's main goal this year wasn't Serie A because they knew they were going to win, and the main goal was Champions League.
And you know what? They haven't been playing well at all. I've talked about this time and time again. I didn't mind their first half. Obviously, they came away with a 2-0 lead.
It was a game of two. It was a tale of two halves.
Yeah, but Juve does that a lot. It's always been a tale of two halves for Juve. You know, going back to even every single Champions League game. Champions League final 2017. They go into half 1-1 against Real Madrid and then self-implode and they lose 4-1. You know, looking at the way they played, I think Napoli shot themselves in the foot, especially with two defensive mistakes. Malqui's bad pass. And then even on the free kick, it wasn't Pjanic's best free kick. Obviously, Ospina's cold, but I sent you guys a video. Zielinski didn't even jump and it went right over his head.
No, I know.
It wasn't a good free kick. It was just...
And even on Emery Chan's goal, his side just ducks.
Yeah,
no, but
it hits off his head.
It hit off his head.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it hit off his head. So that was unfortunate, but... I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I think it could have been a draw at best, seen even with all the controversy, everything, the red cards there. I could have seen it being a draw, but we've seen it obviously with Juve in the Serie A. You know, they know how to win dirty, I guess you can say, and they scrap and claw those wins. So
let me pull up more stats for you. Who finished with more yellow cards?
Yeah, you're gonna tell me they didn't win dirty this season?
How did they win dirty?
Bro,
give me one game where they won dirty.
Against Bologna.
Against Bologna, when?
Last week.
How?
They won 1-0 due to the ball coming in on the
dirty
second.
play, not dirty
dirty play.
Yeah,
but dirty referee.
If you want two championships are from dirty referee.
Yeah,
we have to establish
of course. But I mean,
but Inter did that too. If we're gonna bring that up.
Okay, fine. But I honestly did mean like win dirty.
Okay,
like,
I thought you meant it another way.
No, I mean if you want to look at it that way too, I mean I don't mind. But no, I mean they played against Bologna last week. They scrapped a 1-0 win where they shouldn't have even gotten the result there. They win dirty in the Serie A. In Champions League, it's a different story. I personally find.
Well, they lose in the Champions League.
Well, that's it. So now it's a real tough test because I don't think if they don't get a result against Atletico, I think Allegri's gone.
I just one thing I just don't like about Juventus. Like I'm being fully non-biased here. The mentality that they have is that they like to flex their muscles in Serie A and try to act like the big shot in the small pond. And you know what? Give them full credit because they've been winning. What is going to be 9 years in a row now? 9 years. 8 years in a row now that they've been winning the Scudetto. But the moment it comes to international play, all of a sudden.
We've seen it. Yeah, no, of course. I mean. It's tough, obviously for fans, but it is what it is. That's the facts.
Winning is tough regardless. Winning any trophy in any league, winning Coppa Italia, winning the Supercoppa.
Yeah, but you're talking about totally different competitions.
I know, but
the Serie A hasn't, like, as much as we love the league, it hasn't been. How do you say it? Like there hasn't been
diversity.
Like five teams, racing for first place. It's pretty much been Juve and maybe Napoli.
And you know what? This is probably going to kill the league.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah,
we're gonna take a short break. On the other side, Giancarlo Rinaldi is going to join us to talk about Fiorentina and Davide Astori. You're listening to the Calcio Guys on CJO 1690.
The recognition here of Davide Astori, a tremendously popular figure in Italian football, very well respected, and that was beautifully done.
As you heard, guys, unfortunately we couldn't get Giancarlo Rinaldi.
Not yet. We haven't lost hope.
Yeah, we haven't lost hope. Allison, our program director, is here helping us. But
shout out Allison.
As you heard there,
yay Allison!
You were here on the Calcio Guys with Adreano and Nardo, Gianni Della Colli, and myself, Nicholas Di Giovanni. And a moment of a minute of silence, but the moment of tribute yesterday in
over the weekend,
Atalanta Fiorentina. But that particular clip was from Atalanta Fiorentina. Every single game had a minute tribute at the 13th minute for Davide Astori, who we lost 1 year ago yesterday. And it was particularly touching in Atalanta Fiorentina. His former teammate Josip Ilicic got the ball pretty much right at the 13th minute and just kicked it out right away, knowing what was to come. And it was just such a beautiful sight. Ilicic was
in tears,
almost in tears. And, you could tell how much respect people had for a player like Davide Astori.
Yeah, I mean, just, seen from, the sidelines here in North America, we were able to feel that and to see, his presence and what he brought to the game and what he brought to Italian soccer. And, it was just beautiful all over the weekend. I'm very happy that, Serie A obviously, did this for him. And, he definitely deserves it, him and his family. And we lost a great figure last year, and you know what? He'll never be forgotten. As you said, it was very special, especially in that Fiorentina-Atalanta game. As you said, Ilicic in tears. I mean, it just shows how much of an impact he had, how much of a captain he was, how much probably of a great friend he was on and off the field. And you got to, pay your respects to people like that. And you know what? We definitely lost a good one, as I said. And for me, I hope, for everybody, he'll never be forgotten.
I can't really add much more to that because that's pretty much all my thoughts. Astori wasn't the flashiest player, and he wasn't the most technical or talented player, but he was still that impactful, effective player that you can always depend on, and he always solidified the team around him. And he was a significant figure, just and it was very unfortunate just what happened and just how it happened.
Yeah, just in his sleep, cardiac arrest, and
they were about to go play Udinese.
Udinese. It's not something you ever want to hear. Just like that. 31 years old. He had a daughter who had just turned 2 a couple of weeks before his death, and seeing the reaction across Italy after his death, and then obviously a year later, you really see, how much his peers respected him, and he was just a player nobody hated. You never heard anybody say anything bad about Davide Astori during his playing days, whether it be with Cagliari, with Roma, and then obviously with Fiorentina. And obviously he got the captain's armband in his for that one season, and he definitely deserved it. And Fiorentina, we said before, Fiorentina, they have him in their hearts nonstop now. Almost every goal, players are doing the number 13 up. Even in international play, we saw German Pizzella, the current captain, score for Argentina. Did the 13. Cristiano Berardi, when he scored for Italy, did the 13. And obviously the 13 is retired.
There it is.
There it is on our wall for Fiorentina and Cagliari. And it's unfortunate we couldn't get Giancarlo Rinaldi because he covers Fiorentina. And,
exactly.
And I'm sure he knew Davide a bit more than we do here in Canada. But it was nice to see. All the tributes across Italy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Even the fact that Fiorentina gets to keep their special armband. I mean, that stuff goes a long way. I mean, like now anybody who wears that armband is going to wear it with pride and knowing that he's in their corner, and it's really a beautiful thing. We call it the beautiful game for a reason, and this just adds to the beauty. And it's honestly very great to see.
We're going to take a short break. On the other side of break, continue with Serie A, Match Day 27. You're listening to the Calcio Guys on CJO 6090. Welcome back to the Calcio Guys on CJO 6090 with Adreano and Gianni Dellacoli. I'm Nicholas Di Giovanni. So we had such a heated debate about Napoli-Juve. We practically forgot about the rest of the Serie A. There were some pretty good games, such as Empoli-Parma. Cagliari beat Inter. Inter's another team that is in a slide, kind of like Roma, which kind of heating up this Champions League race, including Torino right up there. It's 6 straight games now with a clean sheet?
Yes.
5.
No, I believe it's 6.
Yeah, it's 6. Yeah, I think.
But does it really count if it's against Chievo?
It still counts.
It still counts, huh?
Yeah,
it counts in the books, man. Yeah.
Bellotti scored his 8th goal against Chievo, and it was not a penalty shot, so I was surprised.
Yeah, it was a banger.
Yeah, no, I've been kind of critical on it because he had a season where he scored 26 goals, then production dipped to 12, and now he's at 8.
Yeah. But the season's not done, at least.
No, but it's getting there.
It was worth about $100 million. Last summer?
Oh, I remember when
or 2 summers ago now, whatever it was.
Yeah, people. There was rumors that De Laurentiis was interested in getting him for Napoli 2 years ago, and he's like, "Oh, Torino wants $70 million for him. Well, I'm not going to buy him because I value Inglese at $70 million." And now Inglese is playing decently well, and I think he could kind of get away with that.
Yeah, exactly. Long and behold, he was actually right.
Yeah. So I mean that. ADL is a bit of a goofball, but he's a good businessman. He knows what to do to make his team successful when he wants to.
Very, very true.
But yeah, one game I just want to point out is Bologna Udinese. Musso had 9 saves in that game.
Did he?
Yeah, and honestly, for Bologna, they're just sliding. and now it's 3 losses in a row, and you could see that they're looking at relegation right now.
Three unfortunate losses, I find, too.
And they dominated every game. It wasn't like as if there was games that they just keep on miss. They miss.
Like the Roma game, sorry to cut you off, Nick. The Roma game, obviously we said before the Juve game and this game, I think it's just been very, very unfortunate. They could have gotten, I think, positive results in almost all those games there, to have maybe kind of put their foot in the right direction there and kind of move forward. But they've been typical Bologna, and they dropped points in all 3.
Yeah, they have been playing better with Mihailovic. But you guys want to go yellow card, red card of the week or MVP?
I guess we'll go with MVP.
Yeah,
MVP.
Yeah, you want to start us off, Nick?
Okay, I'll go with Francesco Acerbi. Who obviously shut down Piontek in the Coppa Italia game.
Yep.
And then Lazio got another clean sheet against Roma. It was obviously a bit of an easier task considering Roma didn't play well. But, Acerbi is one of those guys. You got to respect what he's done this season. He's actually really excelled. He's playing better than he was at Sassuolo. Maybe he's just getting more exposure. Lazio has bigger expectations. He has to shut down those bigger names. Mm-hmm. And, I really like the way Acerbi plays. You know how we did our Serie A Team of the Year at the end of in December?
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about Team of the Season come May.
Yeah,
and I have Acerbi on my list right now.
He definitely deserves. I mean, that was a great signing for Lazio, especially after losing De Vrij, to pull in Acerbi, an experienced Serie A defender that knows the league very, very well. I honestly think that was a great addition for them.
You guys MVP?
MVP for me, it was a tough one for me because I've loved, as we spoke before, Chiesa's play. But I feel like Gianni might go for Chiesa, so I don't know. Are you going for Chiesa?
No, I have a funny one for my MVP
okay, perfect. So then, I personally, for me, it was tough between Chiesa and Quagliarella that got back on the score sheet with a brace over the weekend. He stopped his scoring, so he was kind of like falling off the map, I guess you can say, but he kind of picked it up this weekend and even last weekend with a goal. But for me, honestly, Chiesa, I've been honestly loving his play. I would probably agree with Gianni saying that he is, if not the best talent Italy has at the moment. I just love his play. He just, as I said before, he's fearless. He has the courage, and he's a leader at such a young age that I love. So, and I really, as I said before, hope that translates over to the national team, because the national team pisses me off so much sometimes, and it's something we so desperately need for Italy on the international stage. So for me this week, Chiesa.
So, but Chiesa for his play in the Coppa Italia.
Coppa Italia, even against Atalanta again, I guess in Serie A, and just overall, he's just been a tank.
My MVP it's a fun one. I'll go with Bruno Alves for Parma.
Oh, yeah.
The Bruno Alves hat trick. Scores a goal. He created a hat trick. Basically, you score a goal, you get an assist, and you score an own goal.
It's a Bruno Alves hat trick.
It's a Bruno Alves hat trick.
I'll Gordon Howe.
It comes, not cleared properly. This is dangerous. Kuska into the net, and it's a third goal for Parma. Heartbreak for Empoli. Krunic, who goes for a shot, still alive, and it's in the net. It's into the corner. Silvestre, another defender, grabs the equaliser. 3 times they've gone behind. 3 times they've pegged it back.
So it sounded like Silvestre scored, but they actually ruled in an own goal for Bruno Alves.
Yes. I didn't realize that. And if you watch the clear replay, it hits off his left foot and it bounces towards in the net. It takes a deflection off his left foot. Yeah. And he was like he just couldn't believe it. He was just doing his job, and it's just I'm just having fun with it. But
yeah, I have him at in Fantocalcio. He still got plus 2.5 points.
Luckily for you.
So I think because of the assist and goal, it still helped him. He obviously lost points because of the own goal.
Yeah.
Yellow card, red card of the week. Let's go one card each. I'm gonna go a red card to Napoli for that incident where Koulibaly 2-foot tackles Dybala, gets away with a second yellow card, fine. But then when Juve plays the ball out because Dybala is down and injured, obviously because he just got 2-footed tackled, Napoli doesn't even play it back to them. It's just I know it's not a rule.
Good.
It's more of a morale rule, but they get a red card for being immoral, not moral.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, there you go. That's a huge red to Napoli.
And the red card is out.
Come on, Johnny, go fight back. What do you want to say?
Actually, no, Adri, I'll save mine for last.
Yeah?
You go.
Okay, so I'm going to go for, personally, Robin Olsen, but just, Roma in general. I've honestly said this many, many times. I'm sounding like a broken record here with this Roma team, just being so inconsistent. Robin Olsen, personally, for me, not the guy that should be in the net for Roma. A team like Roma, they went from Alisson, sold them, and they brought in Olsen as a replacement, and they didn't even fix other areas too. So for me, Roma in general, and I guess a little shout out, I guess you can say for Olsen too. That was, in my opinion, especially in the derby, he was terrible. So for me, he's gonna have to get my red card of the week.
It's a red card to Robin Olsen.
And it's a red card.
Okay, Johnny, go.
My red card's going to have to go to Juventus fans.
Wow, shocker.
Should I turn off your mic?
No.
Go ahead.
I have the control here.
You guys are almost at the level of Barca Real fans.
Why?
No.
Because our team wins despite refereeing against us?
Let him speak.
Refereeing against you guys.
You guys had a penalty.
Let him speak.
It was by the rule, technically, it is a penalty. But I don't know. I just feel like as if you guys, I don't know how to explain it. There's not a sense of maybe a sense of entitlement in general population of the fan base. It's hard to sometimes make a point across, and it's just.
We'll see what they do in Champions League. That's what I want to see. I said it before.
It hurts because I kind of want them. I want Italian teams to succeed in international play, like Europa League and Champions League. But I'm not that mad either when Juve lose it.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about Napoli, to be honest.
It's all good.
Okay, red card.
Yes.
So basically,
red card to Nicholas Di Giovanni.
Yeah.
How about that? To my old cousin. Let's do this. You know what? Screw it. I'll move it over to my cousin.
Red card, and is that going to change the course of the game?
I guess I have to leave the show then.
Yeah.
Can we go to VAR on that? Can we go to VAR on that?
Yeah, that's it. Red card. And I guess I'm suspended for next week too.
Oof. Okay, so it looks okay. Adrian, do you want to host?
Oh man, that's like a toss-up. Right
how do I use the system here?
Yeah.
All right. I think we should go to predictions.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, there's some decent games this week at match day 27. Lazio, I mean, they have another tough matchup with Fiorentina. Fiorentina again has another tough matchup. That's obviously the game of the week, I'd say. Maybe Sampdoria Atalanta, maybe.
That should be a good game.
Lazio, Fiorentina.
Lazio, just because
it's
the European
hard
battle.
to pick which one out of the two, actually.
Well, if anything, the European battle is more Atalanta Samp, to be honest. But because Fiorentina dropped the points over the weekend, they're down to still at 36 points, whereas Atalanta Samp, they're at 41 and 39 respectively. So, and the sixth spot is Lazio with 41 as well. So, I mean, they're both great games regardless. But what do you say prediction-wise for Lazio Fiorentina, Nick?
1-1.
1-1 draw.
Yeah.
You, Johnny?
I'm going with a 2-1 Lazio. I think Fiorentina's just slightly exhausted right now, so I'm thinking probably Lazio's going to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 Fiorentina win.
And by the way, to City F fans in Canada, we move our clocks ahead on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Italy doesn't do that yet. I think that's the week after. Yeah. So Sunday's games are all an hour ahead. So usually you'd wake up 9 a.m. and watch games. No, the games are at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Sassuolo Napoli at 1, Fiorentina Lazio at 3:30, and then Roma Empoli also Monday at 3:30. That's as late as you can get.
Yeah, that's at
3:30 start.
That's that Italy laid back mentality right there.
Well, it's funny when Juve plays their second leg in the Champions League. It's gonna be a 4:00 start.
Yeah,
I think that's the latest I've ever watched Juventus play. 4:00 our time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fanotte, quoi.
Yeah, seriously, it's gonna be dinner time when I'm gonna be watching the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so
quickly,
got 2 minutes. We'll do the bigger games. Sampdoria Atalanta predictions.
I'm going with 2-1 Atalanta.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
Let's go 1-0 Atalanta.
1-0 Atalanta.
Let's go next game. Let's do Frosinone Torino. Just because Torino's been hot.
I'm going with 2-0 Torino.
I'll go 1-0 Torino.
Yeah, I think definitely Torino continues their clean sheet.
They should,
even though it is in Frosinone. 1-0. Sassuolo hosts Empoli.
Sassuolo hosts Napoli.
Oh my God. The amount of times I've done that mistake this season.
Yeah,
but similar colors, similar names. I'm going for 2-1 Napoli victory. They're going to be pissed and they're going to be coming out guns blazing.
I'll say 3-1 Napoli.
Do they have anybody suspended, accumulation of yellow cards or anything? Well, I mean, obviously Meret's suspended.
Meret's suspended, but not that I know of.
Okay, because I know Juventus, obviously Pjanic's not playing. I think Alexandro can't play either. So they're a bit short bench. They're obviously going to be resting guys against Udinese. They host Udinese. So let's predict that Friday at 2:30, 1-0 Juve.
1-0 Juve. Yeah. Unfortunately, Udinese has been terrible this season, so I'm going to go... Yeah, I'll go 1-0 as well.
2-0 Juve.